Welcome, everybody. He's John. I'm Frank. Hey, John.
Hey, Frank, grass racing is finally back.
Yes, it is. And 12 race cards are back, which means that the late pick five that we're about to talk about starts in race eight. So race eight to kick off the late pick five. It's quite a sequence though. We got the Weber City Miss, we got the Federico Tessio, we got the King T Leatherbury, and we've got the Henry S. Clark, four stakes in the sequence. So a lot of good things to talk about here. 50-cent minimum, 12% takeout, all good stuff. Pretty good value wager. John, let's talk about your ticket. We'll put your ticket up right now and let's talk about it. It's a $36 ticket. Got a couple singles in here. Give us the overview.
I'm doing my usual thing of finding races in which to single and then spread in the others. As you mentioned, there are many wide open betting races in this sequence, plenty of great betting opportunities. I think Pay Billy looks very tough in Hatesio. Returning Kingdom also looks tough in a race where I think a lot of people are going to spread. I'm going to single, try to catch a price somewhere else, and hopefully determine Kingdom. Even if he goes off favored, as we'll talk about in a moment, he might do that. He'll still knock out a lot of other tickets just by the nature of the race. And with it being Tessio Day, it should be a much bigger late pick five pool than usual, which will make the payout all the sweeter.
Yeah, the Tessio providing the winner a spot in the Preakness. So,
Mhm.
which over the years there have been a number of Tessio starters to run in the Preakness. Most prominently, Deputed Testimony, who swept the series, and then I believe Magic Wisner won this, ran in this race, and ran in the Preakness. Didn't win either. Was second in the Preakness.
Mhm.
Fun
Correct.
thing. All right,
Victim
let's
vote.
dive in here. Race eight, King T Leatherbury Stakes, 5.5 furlongs on the turf. And as you alluded to, a lot of times people want to spread in turf sprints because anything could happen. But we're going to take a look at your single here. That's going to be the 10 horse Determined Kingdom.
So, Determined Kingdom has not raced this year. In fact, 9 out of the 13 here are making their 2025 debuts. Taking a look back at his 2024 debut back on June 28th, that came first off a 9-month layoff. And as we can see here, he really didn't miss a beat off the bench. He set the pace, won by almost 2 lengths. Granted, it was only a four-horse field, but it was a very tough race. He beat a horse named Outlaw Kid, who's a multiple stakes winner who came back to win a stakes quality allowance at Aqueduct Nest Timeout. Determined Kingdom himself, he does his best work at Colonial Dance and won a pair of stakes there last year, but he also does good work here. He's 3 to 5 on the 3, 4, 5 on the Laurel Park grass. Larry Johnson paid $190,000 for this gelding last fall at auction. He's making his first start for his estate. Mike Trombetta is the trainer. This one, he has not a great draw, not an awful one either. He has enough tactical speed where he could sit just off the pace, hopefully 1 or 2 pads off the rail. He has a lot of class. He loves this track. He's shown long layoffs aren't a problem for him. I think he's pretty clearly the one to beat in the Leatherbury.
Yeah, I agree with you. If he's right, he wins here. And if he's ready to roll, first start in the Trombetta barn, had been trained by Phil Schoenthal previously. I love the turn of foot he shows in the lane in the clip we just showed. The way he kind of just picks up the pace, picks up the tempo, spurts away from his rivals. He's should be a formidable player in this spot. And 190,000 is a lot of money to pay for a 6-year-old gelding. He needs to do pretty good things to make that back because there's no residual value there. So
Right.
should be fun to see how this plays out. You're going to go 4 wide in the Weber City Miss. And the question I have for you on this, one horse you're leaving out is a horse that I think is going to take some play. That's Moon Cash, the 7, who was first past the post in the Beyond the Wire, but DQ'd to second. How come no Moon Cash?
She scares me a little bit. I think if you have a slightly higher bankroll, or if one of my other picks scratch, definitely throw Moon Cachet in. But I haven't been enamored by her two-turn races, even though she has won going two turns a few times. She beat a pretty soft field with an easy trip last October to break her maiden. Just barely held on against a softer field going a mile and a 16th, two starts back. Then made the front and got kind of then drifted out in the stretch of the beyond the wire. That's why she got disqualified. That was going a mile. Not quite sure how she'll do against the toughest field she's had to face going two turns this to date, especially with the very high ceilings of the Brittany Russell pair of Reply and Complexity Jane. She can absolutely win this race, but she was the last horse I left off, and I wouldn't be too upset if she beat me.
Yeah, I mean, I think Reply is the horse, the horse of sort of the highest ceiling here, the one who could be really good. The others, most of the others, you kind of know what you got so far, and they're fine. But Reply, it's all still out there for her. All right, let's head to the Henry S. Clark Stakes race 10. You're going to go five deep. Nope, make that six deep in here. Glad to see you including Desvio in this group, but I think kind of the most interesting horse in a sense here is Neat, the four horse.
Neat. I mean, he had a ton of backlash. He was a two-time greatest stakes, three-time greatest stakes winner last year. I apologize. He won at Aqueduct, Keeneland, and Saratoga. Made his 2025 debut against a much better field than this in the Frank Kilroe Mile. Really had no punch in the stretch that day. And I mean, yes, it was against a tougher field than this, but that kind of performance wouldn't even win this contest. That being said, it was his first start off the bench. He should take a step forward here, second off the layoff. He has to be included, I think, in any pick five ticket. My top pick in here is number one, Ocean City, who I know he's gotten caught on the lead in his last few starts, but he is so much faster than anyone else here early. I can easily see him as walking the dog, going out to the front and not stopping. So he's my slight top pick in here. Number two, Code Trick also has some tactical speed in his first start for the Ned Allard Bard. I'm curious as to what price he'll go off at, because I think he'll get a very nice trip.
Henry S. Clark is typically a prep race for the dinner party stakes on Preakness Day, and I believe one horse has done that double, and that is Mr. O'Brien, who won this race and then won what used to be called the Dixie. All right, let's head on to the Federico Tessio feature of the day, mile and an eighth, a berth in the Preakness on the line. Of this group, one, two, three, four, five of them are Triple Crown nominated, so could get into the Preakness without having to supplement, which the others would. And that includes Just a Fair Shake, who's a late nom to the Triple Crown for $6,000 for Daniel McKenzie. You're going to go with a single here, though. Let's watch video of Hey Billy winning the private terms.
Hey, Billy looked very sharp in that race. I didn't pick him in that race. I was kind of scared of him going in, and he showed why I should have been scared. He got a great trip just off the pace, kicked away very nicely in the stretch, and won by 3.5 lengths with a career top Brisnet figure of 97. In fact, he's the only one in here who has run in the 90s in each of his last three starts, and he's looked very sharp in each of his last four races. He is a Barbadian runner nose away from having won four straight. Hasn't turned a foot wrong. He's had very similar trips in every one of those starts where he's been on or near the pace, and then he pounces and wins. He doesn't have a great draw here. He's in post 9 of 10, but it is a mile and an eighth, meaning there's a bit longer of a run into the first turn than there would be in a mile and a 16th contest. He has good tactical speed. I think he'll get a nice trip sitting just off of Kentucky Outlaw, the park shipper who is bound to be overbet. He's gone gate to wire in his first two starts, but here and Parks are much different. So I can't trust Outlaw to go gate to wire. I think Pay Billy sits just off him. When that rival fades, Pay Billy kicks away and wins in a very similar manner to how he did in the private terms. And then from there, the Gorham Bard is going to have a decision to make.
He's an interesting horse, Pay Billy. Kentucky Outlaw, I went back and watched that last race. Pretty impressive. He was plenty green. He was a little bit rank early. They went fast the first quarter, just drew away smartly. Horse with a lot of talent there. But Pay Billy, I imagine that I haven't seen the sheets. I imagine the sheets like him quite a bit off that last race because he was three wide all the way around,
Hmm.
and still won really for fun under Raul Mena. So comes back probably gonna I'm guessing gonna go favorite there unless probably gonna
Possible.
go favorite.
I think Chuck Lawrence's horse, Surfside Moon, is kind of take money. I think Stelly Do Right for Jerry Robb also takes money. I mean, I could see Pay Billy. I could see him being favored. I could see him being fourth choice too. I also think Just a Fair Shake, who you talked about, is going to take a lot of money. It feels like he's been the wise guy horse all week long.
So that's the Tessio. You're singling. You're gonna use three in the nightcap, the 12th race, the 1A, 6, and 7. If the 1A comes out, do you use do you keep the one on the ticket?
I would. I think Kickstartness, who's the other half of the Nest entry, definitely merits respect. He has plenty of early speed. He got outkicked to the front last time out by Ural EA, who and both of whom are much better than anyone else in this field. Martin also beat him that day. He's a nice, classy horse who's better than anyone in here. So I think he'll have an easier time in this spot. But I do prefer his entry mate, Walkaway Joe, who has done good work for the Nest Bard. He was second behind a classy stablemate, I believe, last time out. He's in ascending form and looks live. Also going to try the 7 Supreme Song, who has early speed, second off a 6-month layoff. And number 6, Mr. Jefferson, who is second in the Tessio 3 years ago. He's taken a drop in class from Maryland bred Allowance Foes. I think the spot fits him well.
All right, gonna go three wide in the nightcap, 7,500 claimer, going a mile on a 16th. That is the late pick five starting in race 8. We're gonna put that up again, put up your ticket again. Last thoughts on the late pick five, my friend.
I want to say it again. I think Pay Billy is the one to beat in the Tessio. So I think Eternal Kingdom is the one to beat in the King Leatherberry. I think it's a sequence where a lot of folks are going to want to spread a lot. So even finding one single, let alone two, can really maximize the bang for your buck.
All right, that is it. It's a $36 ticket, assuming no scratches and two singles and spreading out in some other spots. All right, John, thank you very much. Good luck on Saturday. I guess we'll see you out at the track, right?
I will be there with sunglasses and sunscreen because it's going to be a summer-like day at Laurel. If you're in the area, come on out. Really, not many better days to visit Laurel than on Tessio Day.
All right, that'll do it. Late pick five starts in race 8, 12% takeout, 50-cent unit. Good luck, everybody. Good luck, John.
Thank you.